I think coming out of the house, I just wanted to prioritize talking to Kelsey.
Half of the video felt like a big apology to Kelsey. Vince finally came out of hiding to post a little 10-minute video about some of his thoughts on the game and kind of beg for forgiveness for the way he and Morgan came off to his girlfriend at the time, Kelsey. A few of my thoughts on his comments.
Believe it or not, a lot of people are going to probably call BS on this, but I don't cry that much in my normal life.
Vince said, believe it or not, people will probably call BS on this, but he doesn't cry that much in real life. And I think that is very believable because most of his crying was for emotional manipulation in the game, something he still won't seem to own. If you don't cry that much in real life, like he said, but you did on the show, and you did in situations to make someone feel bad for you or try to not get blood on your hands, it was an emotional manipulation tactic. But even though Vince did not own that, he did finally own other parts of his game. All of the lying and the deceiving and wanting to do anything he had to do to stay in the game. I'm glad he admitted to all of that. Not that he actually had to, but also those Vince stans that have delusionally convinced themselves that he did own his game at the finale and therefore should have won. He himself said he really struck out on the jury questions, and he did.
And my finale questions, I could have done such a better job with those.
Like all Weasel players before him and probably some after him, they try to go to the jury questions still acting innocent instead of owning how they played the game. I'm glad he is aware of that now. I don't know if he ever plays another game with a jury vote. If he would play the same way, he shouldn't. Hopefully he did learn that lesson. As for the big relationship answers we've been waiting for, the best thing he did in the video was take responsibility as the person who was in a relationship and went onto the show and made another person feel okay with his intentions.
Yeah, lines started to blur, and I felt like any level of affection was normal in that alternate reality I was living in. I'm sorry for that. And to be honest, that's on me. 100,000%. That is on me because I'm the one who set the boundaries. I was the one who was in a relationship. I was the one who said, this is normal.
This was the first thing I said about the whole Vince and Morgan situation. Vince was the one in a relationship, and he was not only the one setting boundaries, but pushing the boundaries when it came to those long-ass hugs. Outside of that, Vince and Morgan stans didn't get much crumbs about their current relationship. Either they are really still not talking, or just saying that they are to try and stay out of the public eye where they are concerned. I will say that Morgan continues to bring up Vince any chance she gets. For someone who says she doesn't like to talk about her cast, Vince is someone she always brings up. So I don't know if that means they're actually talking or not. But we did get some insight, a little bit of insight, into Kelsey and Vince's current relationship and where that is concerned.
I never would have wanted to embarrass anyone, not my girlfriend, not my family, not myself, of course. But definitely not Kelsey, because she didn't sign up for the show. I did.
On one hand, half of the video felt like a big apology to Kelsey to get back in her good graces.
Kelsey and I have talked everything out. We have talked about everything and anything possible. And we're currently taking time to process everything individually and, figure out what things look like after that.
But then also sounded like they are pulling a Ross and Rachel and they are going on a break and are individually taking time to consider options, probably for the best for both of them, with both of them not even living in the same city. I feel like that's got to be the logical conclusion to take. All in all, I'm glad that Vince finally spoke and own some of his game and wrongdoings. I don't think he needed to get people to see his perspective on the game. Honestly, I have no issue with his gameplay other than the fact that it wasn't a way to actually win the game, which is what I said all season. He's not going to get jury votes with getting all this blood on his hands. It's not how you win jury vote games. It's just never been the case. So he really didn't need to explain why he lied in a game unless he was trying to make people feel sorry for him again, I guess. But I do think if he is ever going to go on another show, which he did talk about, and he talked about how he doesn't know how he's going to respond in a game again, like he didn't know how he was going to end up responding in a game like this. But if he does ever go on another show, he did need to talk about the Morgan and Kelsey stuff, which he did to an extent in this video. So I'm just glad he's out of hiding, and hopefully he won't play victim too much going forward, but I won't hold my breath on that.